My girlfriend broke up with me, saying she needed to work on herself and wasn't ready for anything serious. I wished her well and moved on. 4 months later, she was all over social media with her friend who was helping her heal. When she texted, "I made a mistake, can we talk?" I replied, "I'm getting married next month," and she completely lost her mind. "I need you to leave," I said firmly. "If you don't, I'll have to call security." Amanda's eyes filled with tears. "You're really going to throw away everything we had? For what? Some plain nurse who probably makes you watch medical documentaries for fun?" The dismissive way she talked about Elena, someone she'd never even met, showed me exactly who Amanda really was underneath all the charm and manipulation. "Goodbye, Amanda," I said, and walked back toward the patient rooms. I could hear her calling my name as I left, but I didn't turn around. Linda later told me that Amanda stood in the lobby for another 10 minutes before finally leaving. That evening, I told Elena about the encounter. She listened without interrupting, then asked, "How are you feeling about it?" "Honestly? Grateful," I said. Seeing her again just confirmed that I made the right choice. She hasn't changed at all, still creating drama, still trying to manipulate situations to get what she wants. Elena nodded. "I'm proud of how you handled it. That couldn't have been easy." This was another moment that highlighted the difference between Amanda and Elena. Amanda would have demanded detailed accounts of every word exchanged, would have needed constant reassurance about my feelings, would have probably shown up at my workplace the next day to mark her territory. Elena trusted me to handle the situation and was more concerned about my emotional well-being than her own insecurity. Update 3. Our wedding day arrived, and it was perfect. Small, intimate, filled with people who genuinely cared about our happiness. Elena looked radiant in her simple but elegant dress. My parents, who had never quite warmed to Amanda, couldn't stop telling me how much they loved Elena. Her family welcomed me with open arms, treating me like they'd known me for years instead of months. During the ceremony, as Elena and I exchanged vows we'd written ourselves, I felt this overwhelming sense of rightness. This was what love was supposed to feel like, not the anxious, uncertain emotion I'd mistaken for passion with Amanda, but something steady and sure and built to last. We'd made it through the entire ceremony and most of the reception without any drama. I was beginning to think Amanda had finally accepted reality and moved on. I was wrong. As Elena and I were saying goodbye to the last few guests, my cousin Jake approached with a concerned expression. "Hey, there's someone outside asking about you. Says she's an old friend who wanted to congratulate you." My stomach dropped. "Blonde woman? Red dress?" Jake nodded. I told her the reception was over and she should probably head home, but she's still out there. Elena was talking to her sister across the room, completely unaware of the potential situation developing outside. I decided to handle it myself before it could escalate into something that would ruin the end of our perfect day. Amanda was standing next to her car in the parking lot, and she looked terrible. Her makeup was smeared like she'd been crying, her hair was disheveled, and she was clutching her phone like a lifeline. "Amanda, what are you doing here?" I asked, staying a safe distance away. "I had to see for myself," she said, her voice hoarse. "I couldn't believe you actually went through with it." "Of course I went through with it. I told you I was getting married. But I thought if you saw me again, if you remembered what we had." She trailed off, looking at me with desperate eyes. "Amanda, we've been broken up for almost a year. You left me for Marcus, remember? You're the one who said you needed space." "Marcus was a mistake," she said quickly. "I ended things with him months ago. He was just a distraction while I figured out my feelings for you." "Your feelings for me?" I couldn't hide my disbelief. "You literally told me you weren't ready for anything serious. You said you needed to work on yourself." I lied. "Okay,